topic. It is the topic.
It is the topic, yes. You know, I mean, it's like these events, we talked about events last week and that being kind of the lifeblood of our Juice Plus businesses and how do we grow our businesses in that way. But really, I mean, how do we continue to have the people to talk to and things like that? So tonight we're going to be talking about filling the funnel, right? And Ellen, do you want to talk about why that's important? And then we can kind of tag team back and forth. And we really want to make this an interactive call. Like, we want to hear what you guys are doing to keep your funnel full. I love what Tracy just shared. She's like super excited. She hosted an event and now she wants to host more events. So I think that's really cool.
Yes, Carol, we're recording. So
yeah, I did. I pressed record.
Okay, yay. Yep. We always record these calls because we know sometimes people just can't get on live. Okay, so let's really talk about the big picture. Raise your hand if you have a big vision for Juice Plus. You got a pretty big vision, right? That you could really impact, you know, you could impact 20, 30, 40 people that you know. Some of them could impact 20, 30, 40 people that they know, on and on and on, right? Who's ever gotten stuck actually trying to make that happen? Anybody?
Me.
Okay, yeah, me too. And I'm in the triple digits how many times I've been stuck. So I want to bring to you guys an idea that is the big picture for tonight. And then we're going to talk about filling the funnel. We're going to share a lot of ideas. We're going to ask questions. We're going to dig into this. But I put on the flyer, and Mel and Reagan and I have been talking about this, and this is a little bit of an uncomfortable idea at first, but we're selling a business, okay? Now, we get so excited about the Juice Plus product, right? Easy to share. It's a no-brainer. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell everybody about it. But we often forget that our business model in and of itself is a product. Our community is a product. Aren't people out there looking for the things that make their lives better? Aren't people busy and they are saying no to things they perceive as a waste of time or money or resources, and they are saying yes to things that they feel are going to add value to their lives? So we know that the Juice Plus product is going to add value to their lives, right? Okay, they're going to be healthier. They're going to have more vitality. We know from the science, we know there are people that will not get a diagnosis because of Juice Plus. No, we'll never know who they are, right? But that's really the magic of doing this, right? We can get involved in that vision. We know that people in this country need better financial health. Now, we're in an economy right now where the job market's great, things are happening. People are thinking about plan Bs. People are thinking about putting money away for the future. People are thinking about, oh, maybe we could actually get to the place where we buy the mountain home, or we could send the kids to private school, or we're in the sandwich generation. I'm raising kids and I'm also taking care of an aging parent who's running out of money. So we have a really powerful financial solution for people, okay, to create an extra stream of income without taking on another job. And so you guys, we really are in the business of selling a business model. People are going to look for these types of vehicles. They're going to look at the stock market. If I invest X amount of dollars here, what is my return? If I get a second job to pay for my child's private school or to take care of the aging parent, what's the return on that investment? But we all know that people want their time back, right? So they can go out and help other people get healthy. So we're really selling a powerful, powerful business model. Now, that being said, how do we go build it ourselves? Well, that's where we dig into the how-to. As much as events are the mitochondria of the mission, filling your funnel and getting in the habit of consistently filling your funnel is the absolute most crucial thing to keep you moving. And I especially want to say to everybody that's a sales coordinator and up, sales coordinators who are going to get on our call this weekend about promoting to QSSC. This is a place in Juice Plus where very often people get stuck because they say, what do they say? Anybody?
I don't have anybody else to talk to.
Yeah.
Thank you. Did any of you have any of you ever said that on this journey?
I have.
Yes. And what did your upline say to you?
You're not talking to enough people.
Okay. You gotta have a funnel mentality. You go out into the world, there's millions of people there. You're interacting with them. You're finding new networks. You're finding new places to hang out. You're asking for referrals. You're getting in other people's living rooms and filling that funnel. So we're going to really dig into this, because I think that as we kind of make this mindset leap, what is amazing is every time I do this, every time I have a pity party and say, I can't find any new people, I can't find any good people, guess what? My paycheck either comes to a plateau or even goes down a little. And then my whole team starts sounding like me. Every time I say, oh my gosh, there's a million people in the world, and guess who I talked to today? And I ran into this, the guy that came and wanted to sell me solar panels is a Juice Plus customer now, and I get all excited. Guess what happens? Momentum. Paychecks start growing. My team starts acting and sounding like me. So this is a really great principle. That being said, Mel, I'll hand it back to you.
No, I love it. Ellen, thank you for your energy around this. I just absolutely love this topic. And, I think that there's a couple of things, who are we talking to? Who are we meeting out there in the world, and how are we collecting them? I think we've got a lot of great tools these days for keeping in contact with people that we just meet in the grocery store. Something like, oh my gosh, hey, are you on social? Can I add you to Facebook? Like, I just really love your energy. Like, let's just be friends. Can we be friends? Right? So on social media, or even, getting their number and collecting them in Teamsy and just reaching out and saying, hey, how can I make your day today? Those kinds of things. And just always being out there in the world, conscious, with our feelers up for, just connecting with people, loving on people, and just kind of putting that intention out there that there are plenty of people out there. There's a lot of people out there that really need to hear about our products and our mission. I do love this aspect. So finding new people, connecting with new people, making new friends, like that's a huge piece. Also, I love this idea of like asking for introductions, right? It's like, okay, let's say somebody gets on Juice Plus and they love it. That's a really great time to say, hey, who do you know that might need to hear about this too? Who can you introduce me to? And this is also a great segue into, joining our business as well, right? But really getting into the habit of doing that all the time. And let me tell you this, like, even people that don't jump on our mission because they're like, oh, I eat enough fruits and vegetables. Well, can you introduce me to somebody that that might not? Mm-hmm. Right? So it's not about who you know, but it might be about the people that who they know, right? And that's really how, we make some impact. I'd also say having an event, like having a customer appreciation event periodically, right? And asking your customers to invite. That's also an introduction, right? Like, hey, we're going to have some fun. We're going to do wine and wellness. Who do you know that could benefit in similar ways that you have from learning about Juice Plus? Worst case scenario, we all get to have a glass of wine together, right? Super fun. Keep it light, super fun, right? And then I would say, out there in the world, like, how are you networking? If you are not finding people, join a networking group. And I would say, go deep in that. Go deep in those relationships in that group, and make sure it's the right group. I mean, don't go. Remember that we're looking for people that believe what we believe already, right? We believe that, we should be eating, more produce. And of course there's education that comes and we can meet people along the way, but it's easier to find people that already believe what we believe and share with them a really simple way. And they're like, oh my gosh, wow, fruits and veggies in a capsule. That's pretty rad. I already know I'm supposed to eat enough, but I know I don't. So, finding people in those places that are more than likely to believe what you believe. So in the wellness industry, where like yoga, go to a yoga class, go to a fitness class, those people are already heightened in their awareness, right? I wouldn't join like a vaping club. Probably not. the people that, you know, we're looking for, right? You see what I mean?
There
Right?
you go, Mel. You do that.
And then,
Right.
you know, and then go, you know, and then go deep in those relationships and invest in that. Take the time that it takes to, you know, really get to know those people and go deep. And I would say then, you know, and obviously we have social media. That's a really great way to put it out there. But get face to face with those people. People are craving these days real connection and real relationships. So I would really, you know, as soon as you can, even, I mean, if somebody's all the way across the, you know, the planet, we can still reach them and connect with them. But if you can get them live face to face or on a Zoom call or, you know, on a phone call, it's better than, you know, just continuing to live in the virtual world all the time. So, what are your guys' ideas? What have you done? Where have you gone to meet people that's been successful?
Mel, can I throw something out also on this?
Mm-hmm.
Both, well, Judy Lopez, I know she's somewhere down there. I can't see her, but I know she's there. She and I live in a smaller ag community. So there's a lot of information out there, particularly about tower gardens and interest in gardening, for example. And what I took the liberty of doing was contacting one of the dispatch people from our local paper, small group, right? And with the tower gardens, we just brought them out. They did pictures of, interviewed David and I, did pictures of us in front of the garden. I talked about all the different places we'd placed the garden and the different facilities. And through that, you just kind of start to snowball a bit by being able to find out where there are other, and I took pictures of that on my phone, and then I could text that picture with that article to people and ask them if that was something they were interested in learning more about.
That's brilliant.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's worked very, very well.
Great. It definitely got your face and your name out there and what you're doing, and even just setting that intention for what you want to attract, right?
And if I may, when I just spoke with her today, she said, oh, we're so looking for recipes for the holiday season, healthy recipes, forks over knives. So I took a picture of a recipe, sent it to her, and she said, oh, can you byline and include some tips for the holiday eating and how to work through that? Well, gee, yes, I can. So now I've got myself back into the paper again with my name. So I'm just saying, everybody could do something local like that. Rocco, bum. Okay, sorry.
What else has worked
my
for?
piece.
Thank you, Sue. I appreciate you. What else is working for you guys?
I am in a networking group, and sorry, it's Jen. I'll put that on. And it now that I'm doing, they've kind of opened it up. I went into that group several years ago from a dental perspective, and then they opened it up where you could represent 2 businesses. So I have now been, talking about Juice Plus as well. So I've gotten a couple people that are interested from there. And I just feel like, I will say I kind of went through that slump of just really kind of just not talking to people as much about it. But I feel like lately, it's kind of almost anywhere. There's been a couple people I've been playing volleyball with for a couple years that, all of a sudden one of them, something came up about Juice Plus. He's like, oh, I used to have a tower garden. I'd love to have another one, So I think that, and anytime you're just chatting with people and listening, like this gal that mentioned something. I was a dental thing, and she mentioned something about trying to get pregnant and having some issues, So I think if you're careful and you listen just out and about in everyday conversations, you'll meet people, but find something you like to do too, right? So if it's volleyball, or you're in some sort of cooking thing, or you go out and you play bunco with a group of ladies or whatever. At those things, you just got to listen to the conversation and what's happening. And maybe you don't necessarily have to bring it up during those times, but to call somebody back later and say, hey, you mentioned such and such. I don't know if this would be for you or not, but, would you be open to taking a look? And I feel like that's helped a lot. Even this last Friday, somebody filled in on our volleyball team, and something came up about him being a nurse. And I kind of just said something like, well, I'm sure you've heard of Juice Plus being what you're in. And they're like, no. Well, what is that? And they ask a couple questions. Would you be open to some information? And I sent it along. So I think you know, finding things you're interested in, but also just listening to what people are saying, because there's so many people out there that haven't heard of this. It's crazy.
There are, and that's so true, Jen. That is the key mindset you've got to have. Is there's so many people that need to hear about this, and you know they are coming down my path. So that was awesome what you shared.
Hey, can I share something real quick, guys? I got to go back into class. This is Jill.
Sure.
So I just wanted to share that never give up on people. Like when you get a no, really embrace that it's just a not right now. That took me a long time to come to terms with. Also, like not taking it personally, like being so attached to the outcome. And I have to tell you, I spent yesterday at Elitch Gardens, it's an amusement park here in Denver, with a really good friend of mine who for the longest time gave me a pretty hard no on Juice Plus. She came up with every, excuse in the book. At first it was the soy in the complete. Then it was, oh, I'm allergic to this, that, and the other. And she has been so sick for the past year. And fast forward, so back in summer, I was working towards the Express Track sales coordinator. And I was trying to qualify at the end of whatever that month was. And I just put on my big girl panties and I was like, I'm calling this girl. And I called her. And I was like, Jess, you've been so sick for a long time now. And I was brave. I was like, listen, I am so close to this next promotion or whatever it was, and I just need a few more people that I can help. And I really think that if you would just give this a try, you will get sick a lot less. And oh my gosh, lo and behold, she said yes after forever. She said yes. And she said yes to Orchard and Garden capsules and the complete. And I'm telling you, she was down in the complete for forever because of the whole hang up on the soy. And yesterday, a cool testimonial, here we are having lunch with our little kids at Elitch's, and she's like, I got to tell you, I haven't been sick since I got on Juice Plus. And I wanted, in my heart of hearts, I'm like, I told you, but no, of course, no, I didn't say that. And I was so excited. I just gave her a big hug, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear that. And then she went on to say that she'd gotten her hair done on Friday, and her hairstylist was like, OMG, what are you doing? Your hair has grown out of this world like never before. She's gone to the same hairstylist for years. And so she shared that with me, and she's like, it's got to be the Juice Plus. And I just have to tell you, there's nothing better than hearing that victory story from somebody who for so long, said no. And I just kind of accepted it and thought, it's not her timing. It's not her time. And then finally, when she was desperate enough, it became her timing. And I called, and I'm so thankful that she, I accepted her no for a long time, and she's on my dream team. Soon enough, I'm going to merge into that conversation of, okay, now let's get you going on the mission, because she's really well connected. I really admire her as a mom. So anyways, I just really wanted to share that and just say, never give up on people. You just don't know what's going on in their lives. And there's so many people who need to hear this. I'm in a class right now, and I got to go back, but I just heard this girl, our teacher always does big wins for the week, like we do on here. And this girl was like, I'm lost. She's got 3 kids. She's like, she's about on the verge of tears, saying, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I have no purpose. And I'm taking notes. Dude, I'm going to call that girl and be like, hey, I don't know if this is for you or not, but for $50, join me. Let's do something together. I'm totally going to do that, because she's a perfect candidate. She doesn't know what she wants to do. So, hey, I have something, I'm recruiting. I want you on my team. You know what I mean? So I'm not afraid anymore of leading with a business, because that's what my sponsor did with me. So anyways, I just got to go back to class, but I wanted to share those few tidbits. And thank you guys so much for being on the call.
Jill, you're awesome. Thank you so much
it.
for sharing. I love it, love it, love it. That's such a great reminder.
Hey, Mel, can I mention one little comment from Dr. Mitra Ray, just because we talked around a health issue there. So Dr. Mitra Ray always says, when you're talking to someone, she says, when your health becomes your priority, remember that I am open for business. So
I love it.
Just reminding people,
Yeah.
hey, that,
Yep.
when you're ready.
Or when your financial health goes through, becomes a bigger priority. Things change for people all the time.
Yep.
One of the benefits of staying in business forever, making a decision, you're never quitting and you're always staying in line, is, let me tell you, after you've been here for a decade, you start to reap the benefits. I mean, I have customers and they had distributors who quit, you know, or people on my team and their distributor quit or never offered them the business. So we want to offer it to everyone. I want to ask a question. And so I want to hear from you all. What are some of the coolest stories in terms of people that have joined your team? How'd you find them? How'd you meet them? Because no one on here is related, except me and Izzy, but we just make that up. So I call her mom.
Linda and I are sort of related. We slept together as kids.
Oh my
Well,
God.
Vicki and I are related because her daughter was one of my best friends when I lived in Steamboat, and she came out to visit her daughter's twins when they were first born, and that's how we met.
So Mel, how did you start talking to Vicki about what we're doing with our mission?
Well,
Ambushed.
I ambushed. Yeah, her
Set up
daughter.
all the
Her daughter had me come over. Well, her daughter wasn't really involved with Juice Plus. She knew, she was like, she's probably going to listen to you more than she would me. But she knew, she was taking the product herself and knew about it and said, you know, I really need you to talk to my mom because I really think that this would be good for her health. But I think she's entering those years where, you know, she's working a job, but, you know, I can't imagine my mom not working and making an impact in people's lives. And she's like, I think that this would be a really good thing for her. I don't know if you know that she said that, Vicki, years ago.
I'm
But
sure.
she always was thinking, you know, this might be good for my mom to have a community of people and to be able to, you know, continue on, you know, doing something and keeping herself busy, not to go, you know,
And Butch
crazy.
didn't eat any vegetables. He ate a few
Yeah.
green beans and iceberg lettuce. And that was about it. And it really has grown into just a beautiful, beautiful friendship. I mean, I think of you as my daughter.
I know, and I think of you as well, my sister.
And you can say things to me that I would not tolerate my daughter saying things to me. So it's
interesting how that works.
It's a good match, and it's true. At the time, I was always a stay-at-home mom, and I was working for a national builder. But that eventually, when the economy tanked, that ended. And it was the first time I was ever, you know, known for myself, not somebody's wife, not somebody's mother, not somebody's sister. And I actually had a business presence. And when I wasn't working any longer, I missed that. And so all those years that you said, please, please join, you could talk about not giving up on somebody. Just called me one day and said, well, now are you ready? And I said, okay. That was 10 years ago. So it's crazy. And it's true. You have to be in the right place at the right time to receive the message. So the people.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, so think about something else. Everybody listening, think about Vicki's demographic. Here's a demographic of people that can really make a difference, really make an impact. Retired, but still want to have a purpose, still want to contribute, want to have a fun paycheck, and are not like sitting in the chair dying slowly. They are like out living life to the fullest. You know, people my age are like jealous. Like we're all bogged down.
Yeah, they do. They have the time. Unfortunately, my peer group are not looking for a second income.
Yeah, and oftentimes they're looking to be a part of something.
Yeah.
Part of
They are
something
looking
bigger than themselves, part of a community, part of a mission, part of, you know, leaving a legacy, an impact, that kind of thing, more than, you know,
Well, they're interested.
needing a paycheck.
Yeah, because I don't run with a rich crowd, but none of them need jobs. Their husbands have been very successful and they're very happy, doing what they do. A lot of volunteer work. But where they are interested, what I'm finding now, and I just need to even still work on being a little more comfortable, is the conversation of illness. I mean, I actually cannot be in a group of 5 people and have 3 of them not say they've got heart disease, they've got cancer, they've got, it's pretty overwhelming. You get into your 70s and, you're looking to try to get an edge on being more proactive in
Absolutely.
your health. Yeah.
Like healthy living, Vicki,
Yeah.
that's your in, is healthy aging.
Yeah. Yeah. And also they want to give it to their grandchildren. That's what I hear every day. So many double income families and the children are sick, and who's gonna miss their conference call, or who's not going to be able to go to their meeting. And that's stressful.
Yeah.
So when you can keep the kids healthy. Yeah.
So that leads me to something I did last year to fill my funnel. So you guys get really creative. Get really, really creative. I put myself out there in our neighborhood Facebook group called Stapleton Sitters. And I said, hey, if your kid's sick, your nanny's sick, and you cannot miss that day of work. You got to be on a plane. You got to be in a meeting. There's a lot of that, double income around here where people are really tied down to big money jobs. You guys, I could be booked every day of the year taking care of sick kids or people in a bind over childcare.
Yeah.
So it was great for me because what it did was it started putting me face to face with a lot of the young families, which is where I originally built my business, right? When I was a young mom. And just having that conversation with them of, hey, I would love to, I'm coming over to help today, right? I'm going to take care of the baby and, do my Juice Plus on my phone and get to snuggle a little one or whatever. But also I'd love to share with you my favorite wellness tool. And so then again, we talked last week about the mitochondria and the mission is an event, getting them to an event, sending a video, bringing over some gummies to try, things like that. So be creative about how you can get into, some of these groups. And, it was such a win-win for me because I was making extra cash, meeting new people. I felt like I was really a valuable resource to people because when people are desperate, people like us want to help in any way we can.
Right.
And I just messaged with a mom today who reached out to me about it. And I said, I don't babysit anymore, but I said, something about my side hustle's too busy. And she's like, what's your side hustle?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
So get really creative, get yourself kind of get out of, your typical groups sometimes. Another channel that's been great for me is I got really involved in politics, and within the things that I'm interested in, found a whole group of people, right? That we have some things in common. Guess what? They have all the same problems everybody else has. No time, no money, bad health, right? So again, that door opens up. So think about, what are some things I'm really interested in, problems out there in the world I'm interested in solving? How can I get involved? And obviously I'm a natural resource in nutrition and wellness.
Hey, to go along with that, Ellen, and what Vicki was talking about in the demographic, because that is an issue, and Vicki knows it, and I know it, that sometimes people seem very uninterested in the business. But I think the idea of maybe presenting something, hey, are you concerned about setting up what I'm saying is setting up a presentation about how do I help my grandkids stay healthy, or how do I help my kids keep my grandkids healthy, or something. That might be as a just a creative way to get those people who are demographic more motivated. So
Well, I've had a couple of people say, well, I'll take the product because I want to sponsor my grandchild. And they've done it that way. And I also started, you know, those about, they're like postcard size things that have all the fruits and vegetables on them.
Mhm.
And I have some of those in my purse now. And when this conversation came up about this one came down with such and such a cancer or whatever, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said, you know, the focus in medicine now is on fruits and vegetables and what they can actually do in the body. And I took out my card and I said, when's the last time you ate every single one of these, a variety of 28 raw fruits and vegetables in a day? And they're like, nobody does that. I said, well, actually, I do. They said, how? And I said, I take a product called Juice Plus. It's nothing but raw fruits and vegetables that they found a way to capsulize and put into a gummy for people that can't swallow pills or for children. And boy, I didn't feel like I was trying to sell something when I did that. Yeah. I still struggle with that. But it became a conversation opener for me. So that's what I'm doing now. And that's how I got where I get my hair cut. The owner of the shop said, I need that. She never gets sick. She got sick. She said, my God, the only thing that saved me was my Juice Plus. She said, I think we could use this in the spa here. So I'm just milking that along until it's her idea to bring it on.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Well, these are all.
Mention what she's done in salons real quick.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah,
Erica.
let's have Erica mention what she's
Oh,
done.
Erica. Oh, that'd be great. Is Erica there?
I'm here.
Oh, good.
Well, for one, I've shared Juice Plus with pretty much all of my hair and nail clients, which has been great for just building a customer base. And then I got an idea, like, and I can't say this has been like ridiculously successful, but it's been successful for me. I not convinced, but somewhat convinced my boss, who owns the salon that I work in. I actually rent a chair, so she's not my boss. But anyhow, the lady that owns the salon was already a Juice Plus customer. And I was like, you know, you should really consider just joining the business, and then you could share this with your customers and make some extra money. And I said, heck, half the girls around the shop are using it. You know, if they wanted to sign up and do the same thing, they could all become distributors under you. They share it with their customers. Everybody can make extra income for themselves, and they're helping their customers. Really, the client retention is better because when people have healthier hair, skin, and nails, they're coming back. They need more haircuts. The regrowth is faster. When they look good and they feel good, they want to take care of themselves. It's self-care. So even though I haven't like ignited a huge fire there, I do have, that would be 4 distributors from that. And anytime they could just pick it up, you know, and the same goes with every customer that I have. Actually, so Nikki and I were sitting here trying to even figure out, Nikki actually works at the sheriff's department where my husband works. And so I had been trying for years to figure out how to kind of infiltrate the sheriff's department, all these men who are not healthy, and most, you know, half of them working third shift and eating food from the gas station and not sleeping well. And I just didn't have the in, and my husband would kind of drip on them, but you know, like I'm not digging on men. They don't always do as good of a job staying on people the way we do, because we're relentless. And so we were just laughing, like, how did we even get here? How did this even happen? And it happened because we both like wine. And our conversation started because we would talk about whatever kind of wine we were drinking. Or, you know, I had gone to Sacramento and Ellen took me to wine country. And so when I came home, I was so excited because I became a wine club member like Nikki was back home. And so we started talking about wine. And one day in May, she said, so tell me about this Juice Plus thing. And the rest is history. So hit up all your husband's friends too.
Great. I mean, you guys, I want to wrap up the call on this note. The people on your team, the people that help build your team to senior sales coordinator and national marketing director and beyond are people you're going to meet in peculiar and fascinating ways. They're probably not your sister or your best friend or your college roommate. They are people that you will meet in peculiar ways. And I think that when we embrace that, you know, God or the universe says, okay, here they come. And sometimes it's, you know, they lead you to somebody who leads you to somebody who leads you to somebody. You know, remember, the person who sponsored me is a virtual franchisee that's virtually inactive with the Juice Plus business, right? Yeah. But she did have the good sense to talk to me, and I'm so thankful she did. So just keep talking to people and keep working. You know, networking is this big, messy, like salad, right? All different things thrown in, dressing on it. Those are the crazies, you know, everything that goes in there. But some of those bites are just freaking amazing and you feel so good eating them, right?
Yeah.
Terrible analogy. Mel's gonna be like, you're fired.
I love it. You're totally not fired. That was like the best Juice Plus networking analogy ever.
Well, I mean, you guys.
But it is, it's true.
It's gonna be somebody that you meet, Missy, that you park your RV next to theirs for 3 days.
Yep.
It's going to be somebody, you know, Erica, that you meet in Grand Rapids at Costco. It's going to be, I'll never forget Wendy Campbell talking about meeting Dee Lieberg over the book section in the Costco. Catherine Lee and Deanna Christopherson meeting over the produce aisle at the grocery store. And Catherine Lee had told herself she was quitting that Juice Plus business that day because she thought she was terrible and she was never going to do it again. It was stupid. And she met Deanna Christopherson. So you want to have fun with it and play with it, and people are attracted to that energy of somebody that's like putting themselves out there and fun and brave and not worried about what they're saying, but definitely thinking about like just going out and making the most of life.
Ellen, somebody I was sat next to at a luncheon a year ago happened to hear somebody else ask me about Juice Plus. And about 3 weeks ago, this lady saw me again and she said, well, I met you, I sat next to you a year ago and I know you do Juice Plus. I'd like to take Juice Plus. And I said, oh, well, do you know about it? How did you find out about it? She said, I was a neighbor of Dr. Santilio who created it.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So
small world.
Yeah, I mean, that was just crazy. And then I was in the grocery store 6-9 months ago over the summer, and this lady was talking about teaching. She was a teacher, and I said, oh, where do you teach? And she was telling me, and what does she teach? And she said, oh, are you a teacher also? I said, no, that gene runs in my family, but I'm not a teacher, but I love being in the class, in the schools back through something called Tower Garden Technology. She said, oh, well, that sounds interesting. Do you have a card? And I gave her a card. Never heard from her again. She just called up and she said, I'd like you to come in and talk to my principal. I think that we can get another, they already have a Tower Garden, but I'd like a Tower Garden for the 4th grade wing.
There you go.
Sure. So I'm really trying to stay away from really letting people know what I do. Just let it come up organically in a conversation. Like it
Love
seems
it.
to be working, and it's not
Yeah.
stressful that way. It's
There you
kind of
go.
like, kind of like a game. Didn't mean to interrupt, but I just thought that was kind of fun.
Well,
Thank you for sharing. And we've gone way over on
I
our
know.
call today, but it's been
Awesome.
such a good conversation. I hope you guys took a lot from it. Thank you, Ellen.
Good
no,
call.
you guys, great call. Go fill your funnels. There's all this magic waiting for you. And I just want you to have that vision tonight. Like, don't worry about the steps. Don't worry about the title rewards. Just go get that magic that is in meeting people and talking to people and finding out what they're about, you know?
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm gonna get a little
Yeah, and you
funnel
guys-
and put it in my purse. Good night.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
you
join
guys,
a
can I
wine
say
club.
one thing?
All right.
Oh yeah, Beth, what's up?
Ellen. Oh, really, really quick. I know we're way over time, but that's okay. I just have two things really fast. First of all, 8 months ago, my son Aaron was sick, horribly sick, every 3 to 5 weeks. I know you guys know this, but
Oh,
this has been 8 months now, and he has his first cold. And he is
Wow.
bouncing off the walls. And he has drank his shake with his Juice Plus, and he's had his gummies. And this is like the easiest sickness I've ever dealt with, and I cannot
Good
even
for
tell you how
you.
grateful I am.
oh.
And,
Awesome.
Blessing.
yes, so he's sick, but it's like not like sick, 106-degree fever for a week sick.
Yeah.
And then the second thing I want to tell you guys is that since conference, I had a 3-way call with Jenna and Reagan, and what we talked about was getting in touch with people that you've already talked with and trying to reignite, the momentum. And so I have to tell you that I was very brave, and today I made a lot of phone calls, and I'm really excited because my first distributor that signed up, my partner, Katie, my very best friend in the whole world, I told her about Tower Garden Home, which I just ordered, and she wants to host an event in Grand Lake.
Oh, wow.
And we're inviting everyone in her community. We're doing it at the community center, and we're going to talk about Tower Garden Home and Juice Plus. And I was really scared to approach her about the business part of it. Even though she signed up, she was doing it just to get a discount, and that was my bad, but I learned my lesson, and she's really excited. And then we have an event on Wednesday night with my cousin Jill, my upline. It's her downline Leslie, so my cross line. And I was brave, and I called my other 2 dealers, and they are going to go with me. And they're coming in my car, and we are going to go have a blast and talk about ways to make money and have fun and
Make a difference.
really.
I love it. Beth, I'm
So-
so proud of you for being so brave.
Thank you. Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
great.
Thanks for sharing your wins and wows. I love it.
Thank you. Looking forward to filling the funnel. Thanks, guys.
Yay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good
Thanks for
night.
sharing. Good night.
You guys are the best. Good night.